Hi, and thanks for joining here for today's coaching session. So in today's session, I am going to talk about motivation. This is something that came up on the midweek check-in, and one of the members mentioned that finding motivation, or at least maintaining the flow so that they kept going towards their goals, can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So I have put together, I have picked out the stages of flow according to Jim Quick's book, Limitless. I remembered reading it and I thought it was really a good way of condensing it, putting it into 4 stages, because when you have flow, things don't feel so challenging, and then you're less likely to fall off the wagon and get distracted. So I'm going to share with you the 4 stages to maintaining motivation, and then I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to stay there. I'll do more on motivation next week as well, but let's just start with this for now. So the 4 stages are struggle, relaxation, flow, and consolidation. So in the first stage, when you're trying to do anything, it feels like a struggle. It's hard, you're pushing against it. In fact, it's the complete opposite of flow. But that's the part you have to push through. So once you push through the struggle, you will get to the point just before flow. That's where you take a pause. You take a walk, you take a few minutes rest, you get, disconnected from the task in hand, and then when you go back to it, bam, you hit flow and you just move through it with ease. And then you get to the end and you become in the area of consolidation, where you're looking at what you've done, you've moved through it all, you're consolidating your learning, and you're getting that nice brain chemical hormone pumping through the mind, giving you that reward for all your hard work. So that's the stages of flow. It starts with struggle, don't we know it? But you push past it, then you take a small pause, that's your relaxation, and then you hit it again, and that's when you hit the flow. And when you have flow and you have motivation, so you want to do it and you have ease of doing it, you don't reach burnout. So that's the first thing. Now, let me give you 5 top tips on how you can maintain this, okay? So I've written them down. So basically we've got, first tip is no distractions. Do you know if you are distracted by something like a phone or TV or anything at all, even the daydreaming, it can take up to 20 minutes to reconnect. So that's the top tip, is making sure that you have absolutely no distractions. Second one, make sure you've got the time, because if you don't set out the time, you'll constantly be doing things like looking at your phone, checking your watch, looking at the clock. Your mind is somewhere else. Set out a specific chunk of time so that you know you have that period uninterrupted, undisturbed, and you can give it your full attention. Okay? The third one is do something that you love. Now, this might sound like, well, there's things that I have to do that I don't really enjoy it yet. Me too. That's just part and parcel of what it is we do in life. But the one thing that I do know is that even when I'm doing something that I don't particularly enjoy, or it's a task that I find it's been hard for me to motivate myself, one of the things I know is if you switch up your thought process behind it. So instead of focusing on the fact that I don't like this task, I switch it up and focus on the big picture. What is it that I'm trying to achieve? Because I know if I can get through this bit, I'm going to get to the other side. That's the thing. It's the mindset. It's switching it away from what I don't like, switching it to what I want it to become, and that's how you can move past it. All right? Number 4, have clear goals. I don't know about anybody else, but when I don't have a goal for a day, setting out my diary, having a plan, things just don't happen. You have to set goals out, make them clear so you absolutely know what you're doing with your day. Are you being specific with your time? Are you mapping it out so you know exactly what you're doing? So that's the other tip. And finally, this one might sound tricky for some people, but if you want to be able to push yourself and also stay motivated, you need to challenge yourself a little. Have you ever found yourself, you're doing a task and you think, I could just do this with my eyes shut now? Then the mind starts to wander, then you get distracted and then you become unmotivated to keep going. So when something is too easy, that causes a lack of motivation. And equally, if it's too hard, that can also cause a lack of motivation. So you want to find the balance where it's something that you're good at doing or something that you're working on, you're getting more confident at it, but each time you're challenging yourself, stretching yourself just that little bit further so that you can stay on point. So there you go, that's the 4 stages of flow to keep you motivated, followed by 5 tips on how to get there. And later in the week or next week's coaching, I'll discuss some of the biggest saboteurs of motivation as well. So thanks for tuning in, and I will speak to you soon. Remember, my upcoming webinar, Wednesday, 17th, 7 o'clock UK time. It's how to unlock instant motivation. So loads of tips, loads of freebies happening. So make sure if you're wanting to join, you look at the link in the comments below and you register with Eventbrite. And I'll see you then. Have a great Sunday, everyone.